Sports 1300 cars appearing at Eastern Creek for the first time, forming up in the grid for their first race. It's a 10-lapper, and here's how they start. Keith McClellan, the 38.69. John Burton, the 42.08, so McClellan well clear. Bruce Durbin, 42.95, and David Barham, 43.4. Colin Memory, a 43.82, fairly close, and a 43.83, just a hundredth to Le Misuria. Wesley Inkster, 43.96 and 44.85 for John Bishop. Then Alan Swains, a 46.36. Kevin Leggett, Philip Shaw and David Williamson for the Sports 1300 Association, of 46.6 in car number 22. 19 cars to start in cars that used to be called Clubmen, and they used to be in 1300 and 1600 form. On this occasion, or these days, for some years in fact, only 1300 cc, some of them very old, but remarkably efficient little cars. Must be front-engined, must be live rear axle, no independent rear suspension. Some of them have Morris Minor rear ends, perhaps 125, 130 horsepower out of the best of them, and it's very low cost and surprisingly quick motor racing. 3 cars, including Bruce Durbin in 53, not ready for the warm-up lap, so starting from pit lane, and starting already is David Barham in 46 from the second row, hesitates. Keith McClellan jumps well then. Barham's really slow to the Coca-Cola sign, so suffers for that hesitant start as McClellan goes into the lead. Barham way back.
Yes, I'd say he actually penalised himself as well. Well, he jumped the start, moved up the front row, then missed the jump, missed second gear, did everything wrong.
Yes, he did do most things wrong, but McClellan has had a pretty good handle on Clubman type racing, Sports 1300 as it now is. For some years he's been the dominant guy.
Yes, very good operator, Keith McClellan, well prepared, looks after his car, he does a good job, and of course it's well sorted. These cars have been around for quite a while, and they're very fast, nimble little car, very quick in around the back part of the circuit here, and indecently quick in a straight line.
So that's McClellan, well in command, as you might expect, from a 3.5 second margin in qualifying per lap. Space frame means it's just a real spaghetti arrangement of tubing, and that means they're very easy to repair. You can repair bits as jumping out of the slipstreams. John Burton at 41, going down for second place, and he's got it ahead of 46, David Barham. So Barham back to third, and up into second comes John Burton in the Robin. So things unchanged. Burton in 41 ahead of Barham in 46. Alan Swain keeping on good pressure in car number 8 as they start lap 7 now. And here the battle for third and fourth place. Swain closing on Barham, and in front of them Burton spinning in 41, so he's out of second place. So just 3.5 laps remaining to the finish, and he's lost some valuable ground. Up into second place comes David Barham in 46. Alan Swain pretty close to him in number 8, but leading them all by a very comfortable margin, and in stylish fashion is Keith McClellan. The battle continues though. Second, Barham. Third, Swain wanting him. Can't do anything for the moment though. Needs only about 1.5 seconds to gain the placing, but then is in trouble. Swooping past comes John Bishop in 77. So bad luck for Alan Swain as he goes slowly, and retiring the man who spun on lap 7, John Burton. 14.2 seconds the margin from McClellan, the race leader, in 5. Back to second place at the moment, David Barham in 46, but the battle between the Asp, number 46, and the Panther Clubman, number 77, is on.
Yes, actually Bishop is doing a good job. He's pulled this the leading car in, or the number 2nd place car in, very well, and he's making a few moves on him already, and I think Burton's under a fair bit of pressure. He was under pressure.
And in fact, Bishop qualified only 8th fastest, back on a 44.85. He still hasn't sorted out the problem, but about to get some dust and grit in the odd stone nicely glued to the tyres, which are all warm, although these guys mightn't have their tyres quite as warm and in as good shape as people with bigger budgets. But this guy has it well under control in this 10-lap race. It's on his last lap now. And checkered flag for Keith McClellan in car number 5. And indeed, that was fatal for John Bishop to spin on the final lap, so that it gave a clear second place finally to David Barham in 46. And then distantly into third place comes John Bishop in 77. This final lap desperation came to nothing. Second place on the track was David Barham. John Bishop catching him in the latter part of the race at 77. Very keen to grab second on the track, and he just gets on too much power too early, coming out of the corner and goes round. But in front of him, Barham had been penalised a minute for his jump start. Bishop wasn't overtaken by anybody, so the final result saw McClellan quite unchallenged. Bishop into second anyway. Durbin up into third in 53. Williamson fourth. Kirith fifth. And Alan Hunter sixth. So poor David Barham nowhere after mucking up the start.